Well, many vehicles are switching to a smaller turbocharged or electrified powertrains in order to get better fuel economy. The Nissan Sentra continues on with a basic 2-liter naturally aspirated inline-4 engine. So what does that mean for our fuel economy out cruising on the highway? Well, tonight we find out. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2024 Nissan Sentra. In this test, we're going to head out on the highway and do 50 miles out and 50 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour, to get you a realistic fuel economy number for this compact sedan. Now before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. This is the top-level SR model, which actually means it should be getting about 2 miles per gallon lower than the other trims of the Nissan Sentra. That's probably just due to the wheel options. I don't see any sort of spoiler or anything, and the powertrain isn't very different. But other than that, this one's given you a lot of options for less of a price than some of the competition. $27,000 as you're looking at it. You're getting a lot of safety features, a lot of interior kind of accoutrement that you might be surprised to be getting at this price point. So if you do want to see more on the Sentra, check the link below. We've got a breakdown on the Bose sound system, we've got an infotainment review, and a full review of the car. So all of that will be linked below. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's highway fuel economy test, which gives this Sentra 38 miles per gallon in SR trim and 40 MPG for the other trims, that test only averages 48 miles per hour. We know that many people cruise steady state, higher speeds in their cars and would like to know what sort of numbers you can realistically expect here in the real world. Not only that, but the variance in speed of the EPA's fuel economy test often favors those turbocharged motors or those hybrid options a little bit more than just a basic straightforward setup like this, whereas when you're just cruising steady state, you kind of can't argue with physics. You need a certain amount of energy to move a mass a certain distance and speed. So in order to test that out, we're going to head over to the gas station, we're going to fill up, we're going to go out and do 100 miles, come back, fill up at the same pump using the same 3-click fueling method, and get a result. Now, a few things to note for the test. Outside temperature is about 70 degrees or so. I have to do the test at night in order to get a nice unbroken and steady state highway experience down here in Southern California. Our tire pressures have been set to their door placard 33 PSI cold, and we're going to run the climate control at 73 degrees auto. Without any further ado, let's head to the gas station. Here we are at the pump. We just put in 3.050 gallons for our first fill. And before starting the engine, we're going to reset our trip computer and our various fuel economy readouts. We've got our GPS reset, and we are ready to begin. Now we do have a few different drive modes in here. We've got normal, eco, and then a sport drive mode. We're going to be doing this test in eco. We're going to take it nice and easy over to the highway. It's about half a mile away, and pick up the test from there. Now, the goal of this test isn't to hypermile. We're not trying to get the best possible fuel economy out of this car, but rather a realistic figure. So in order to do that, we're getting up to highway speed here at a reasonable pace, and we're going to set our cruise control at a GPS-indicated 71 miles per hour. That should allow us to average 70 over the whole test. No problem getting up to speed here with this CVT. Keeps the revs nice in a controlled manner and gets us up to speed nice and easy. Does look like our digital speed readout's reading about 1 to 2 miles per hour high. So we're probably going to settle in at 73 after we free ourselves from a little traffic here. Interestingly, the Sentra SR does have adaptive cruise control. I don't believe we have any sort of active lane keeping functionality, but I can set the cruise here at 73 and set the following distance to close, and we'll follow the traffic in front of me. Pretty good at this price point and in this class. It does seem like we have a little bit of road noise, especially on this concrete section of highway. Wind noise isn't too bad though. Of course, I will end up dialing the brightness down here. I'm not quite sure what's going to look best on camera though, but gauges dim themselves nicely. We got blind spot monitoring. Nissan usually has pretty good seat comfort, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like after an hour in the saddle. We do have adjustable lumbar, two-way in and out. That's definitely nice to have at this price point as well. Alright, I'm going to continue on with the test and catch up with you at the end. I'm going to test out the Bose 8-speaker sound system with some members-only tracks. Check the link below if you want to hear those. And in the meantime, enjoy this time-lapse of the entire trip. Coming into the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the Sentra SR. I am very impressed with our fuel economy right now. According to the dash, we're getting 43 MPG, just putting us well above EPA as well as above the XSE Corolla and the 1.5 CVT Civic sedan. Definitely not up by Jetta numbers. Jetta definitely is the most fuel efficient car we've ever tested outside of the Ioniq 6 EV, but still pretty good here for the Sentra, especially considering if you get the non-SR, you're going to see a little bit better than this. Other than that, this is an okay place to be on the highway. Like I said, road noise, a little bit loud, but seat comfort seems good. Support is nice, like having that adjustable lumbar. The driving position in general is good. Nice adjustment, good feel on the wheel. Sound system leaves some to be desired, especially for the top level trim. If you get a top trim of one of the competitors, you're going to get a better sound system. Would also like some sort of active lane keeping. If we were in an Elantra, we would certainly have that, or a Forte, which I guess now is the K4, and we'd also have that with the Civic. So definitely disappointing not to have an active lane keeping. Taking a look at our tack shot, we're just a hair under 2,000 RPM, cruising here at 71. It's like about 19 or so. Obviously that fluctuates pretty quickly with the CVT, but very quiet motor. You really don't hear it working away here on the highway at all. Part of that might just be because we're getting road noise, so it's kind of masked by that. But yeah, engine not working too hard to keep this thing motoring along at 70. But other than that, pretty straightforward. We're going to get it back to the gas pump here, fill it up, and see what our final number is. We ended up putting in 2.480 gallons for our final fill, so 100.3 miles traveled divided by 2.480 is giving us, all right, so just a little bit lower than the dash readout, but 40 miles per gallon. Well, you know what? We'll give the benefit of the doubt. We'll do a little bump up, slight round, up to 41 MPG here for the Sentra SR. So like I said, if you're getting one of the non-SR models, EPA says you'll do slightly better. So I bet you could easily pull off that 41, maybe even 42 or 43 MPG. 41 miles per gallon times the 12.4 gallon fuel tank has given us 500 miles of usable range here on the highway in the Nissan Sentra. So like I said, not remarkable, but I do respect and appreciate that we can get just as good, if not a little bit better fuel economy out of this simple, naturally aspirated engine as compared to some of the smaller turbocharged motors that we're getting in some of the competition. But also not super fantastic, and we know that the Jetta is getting quite a bit better, up near 50 miles per gallon, although that was the manual, so maybe the automatic would be a little lower. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Sentra, check the link below, and also be sure to check out our other compact sedans and subcompact crossovers as well. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.